I never thought I'd be the kind of guy who tells a story like this, but life has a way of blindsiding you in the ugliest ways. So here it is. The night everything changed. The night I learned the two people I trusted most weren't mine at all. My name is Mason Carter, and this happened in Seattle, Washington. I'd been with Hannah for almost 4 years. She was the kind of girl people noticed before she even spoke. Red hair that caught sunlight like fire. Eyes the color of clear lake water. A smile that made strangers soften immediately. She wasn't perfect. No one is, but damn, she was my person. Or so I thought. Then there was Tyler. My best friend since high school. The guy who helped me move 3 times. Who ate dinner at my parents' house like he lived there. Who knew every dumb mistake I ever made. If someone asked me who I trusted more, Hannah or Tyler, I wouldn't have known what to say. Now I know the answer. It started small. Hannah started going to the gym with Tyler sometimes. I didn't think much of it. They were both fitness freaks. I wasn't. Then she started laughing at his texts a little too much, smiling at her phone a little too long. Tyler just sent a dumb meme. She'd say, I believed her. Why wouldn't I? Tyler was my best friend. Hannah was my girlfriend. There was no scenario in my head where those two would ever betray me. But looking back, there were signs. The inside jokes I wasn't part of. The way they hugged a little tighter. The way Hannah always fixed her hair when Tyler walked into the room. Yeah, I noticed, but I never thought it meant anything. Love makes you blind. Friendship makes you stupid. One Friday night, Hannah said she was going out with her coworkers for dinner. I didn't question it. I was tired from work, so I stayed home and played Call of Duty. Around 10 p.m., Tyler texted me, busy tonight. I typed back, nah, just chilling. What about you? He replied, at home, watching a movie. That's when something felt off. Because earlier that day, Hannah said she wanted to invite Tyler to come along to dinner sometime. So why wasn't he with her? And why didn't he mention her at all? A small, sharp thought stabbed at the back of my mind. I tried to ignore it. I shouldn't have. At 11:17 p.m., I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. A woman's voice said, hi, I'm Amanda. I work with Hannah. I think you should know she didn't come to dinner with us tonight. My heart sank. She said she wasn't feeling well. Amanda continued. But she didn't show up at all. My mouth went dry. Are you sure? I asked quietly. Positive, and I'm sorry if this is overstepping. But earlier today, I overheard her say she might meet someone tonight. That was it. That was the moment everything inside me cracked. I grabbed my jacket, I grabbed my keys, and I drove. I didn't know where I was going, exactly. Just that I needed to find her. Somewhere, deep down, I knew who she was with. Tyler had an apartment downtown. He never invited me much, too messy, he said. That night, his car was parked outside. Hannah's car was parked right next to it. My hands shook as I walked up the steps. I didn't knock. I used the spare key he gave me a year ago, the one he told me I could use whenever. And God, I wish I hadn't. The moment I opened the door, the truth hit me like a truck. Clothes scattered, Hannah's jacket, her shoes, and then I heard it. Her voice, his voice, behind the half-closed bedroom door. Laughing, breathing, together. My stomach twisted so hard I thought I'd throw up. I opened the door, and there they were. Hannah, barely covered. Tyler, shirtless, frozen mid-movement. Her eyes widened first. Mason, I can explain. Tyler jumped out of bed, hands up, guilt all over his face. Burleson, just let me talk. But the thing is, there was nothing to explain. Everything was already said. Not in words, but in the way they were together. In the way they didn't look shocked enough. In the way they weren't scrambling fast enough. This wasn't the first time. I could see it, feel it, know it. I didn't shout, didn't punch him, didn't cry. I just said, Tyler, you were like a brother to me. His face crumpled. And you, I said to Hannah, voice breaking for the first time, were supposed to be my future. She burst into tears, reaching for me. Mason, please, I didn't want to hurt you. It just happened. No, I said quietly. Accidents happen once, not for weeks. She froze. That silence told me everything. I turned around and walked out. They didn't follow me. They didn't need to. It was already over. The next weeks were hell. Hannah called, texted, showed up at my door, crying. Tyler sent long paragraphs about how he never meant for it to go this far. I blocked them both. But the pain, that doesn't block easily. Some days felt empty. Some days felt furious. Most days felt like both. But slowly, painfully, I started breathing again. I learned something important. When someone breaks your heart, you don't heal by forgetting them. You heal by remembering what you deserve. And neither of them were it. The days after the breakup weren't loud. They were painfully quiet. The kind of quiet that makes you hyper-aware of your own heartbeat. Every morning, I'd wake up expecting a text from Hannah. Every night, I'd check my phone expecting an apology from Tyler. But the silence became its own answer. My apartment felt different. The walls felt narrower. The air heavier. I kept replaying everything I had seen in Tyler's apartment. Not to torture myself, but because my brain couldn't process that it was real. Sometimes I'd pick up my phone with the intention to call her. Ask her why. Ask him how. But what would be the point? Betrayal doesn't come with answers. Just consequences. And the biggest consequence was understanding that the people I'd built my life around didn't care about protecting it at all. About a week later, Tyler showed up at my apartment. No warning, no text, just stood at my door like a stranger who used to know everything about me. "Bro, can we talk?" he asked. Bro. That word hit me harder than anything he could have done physically. I let him in, not because I forgave him, but because I needed to see if he'd look me in the eyes. He sat on the couch, hands shaking, voice uncertain. "I messed up," he said. "I didn't plan it. It just don't say. It just happened." I snapped. "You don't accidentally betray someone for weeks." He lowered his head. "It started with the gym. Then talking. Then she kissed me first." Hearing that hurt worse than the scene itself. "Oh, so you're the victim?" I asked bitterly. "No," he said quietly. "I'm just telling the truth." He looked smaller than I remembered. "Not physically, morally. I cared about you," he added. "I still do." "You don't betray people you care about," I said. And that was the end of that. He left without another word. I didn't stop him. Friendship doesn't survive this kind of damage. A few days later, a mutual friend, Emily, reached out. She had been close with Hannah for years and had seen things I hadn't. "Mason," she said, "I think you deserve to know. This didn't start a week ago. Or two, it's been months." I sat there, frozen, as she continued. "They flirted behind your back all summer. People noticed. I thought you knew." My stomach twisted. "They acted like they were together when you weren't around," she said carefully, not openly, but you could see something was going on. I felt like an idiot, like a blind fool walking around with a target on his back. "Why didn't you tell me?" I asked. Her eyes softened. "I didn't want to hurt you, and I thought maybe I was imagining it." I nodded. Everyone always thinks betrayal is sudden, instant, but hearing Emily say this made me understand the truth. Sometimes the breaking starts long before you hear the crack. About 2 weeks later, I had one of the worst nights of my life. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't think straight. Everything felt heavy and confusing. A part of me still missed Hannah. Not her, exactly, but the version of her I thought existed. I almost texted her, "Can we talk? I miss you. Why did you choose him?" My thumb hovered over the screen. My heart begged for closure. My brain screamed not to do it. And then in a moment of painful clarity, I realized. I didn't miss the girl who betrayed me. I missed the girl I thought she was. Those are two very different people. I put my phone down, turned it off, and sat there in the dark, breathing through the ache in my chest. It was the first night I didn't reach for the past. The first night I let myself feel the pain. Instead of running from it, and strangely, painfully, that felt like progress. People think betrayal is about losing someone. It's not. It's about losing the future you imagined with them. That's the real grief. But here's the part I hold on to. Losing the wrong people makes room for the right ones, and one day, I'll look back and realize they didn't destroy me. They freed me.